Namaste. I'm Krishna Pokhrel, uh, a teacher of social studies, and today I have brought the new presentation on NOTA. It comes under the subject matter of grade 10 social studies, and this presentation is useful and beneficial for the students of grade 10. And the highlights of the presentations today I will be talking about the concept of NOTA, international experience, and significance of NOTA. I'll be talking what is NOTA, uh, which countries in the world have adopted NOTA in their election system, and what are the importances and significance of NOTA. So let me talk the first slide, that is concept of NOTA. The full form of NOTA is none of the above. And simply speaking, NOTA means a vote of rejection for all candidates who are contesting elections. Uh, we see there are many candidates contesting in the election in search of the victory, and their victory is possible because of the votes of the citizens. In democratic country, we people believe that we have to select candidates in the elections to make a make a parliament and to make a government, but it is not compulsory, or it is not the obligations of the citizens to select the candidates. They can reject the candidates as well. So right to selection and right to rejections both are equally important in democratic nations. So nota NOTA allows citizens, voters, not to choose any candidates who are contesting the elections. Why? Because they may not be desirable for the nation, they may not be honest in the eye of voters, in the eye of citizens, they are not responsible. There are many reasons. So, NOTA means dissent on the existing candidates standing in the elections. Dissent on the existing candidates means rejections of the candidates whoever are there in the elections. So it is synonymous to invalid vote as well. So invalid vote is synonymous to NOTA. We are talking in the context of Nepal. There are many invalid votes. People make a vote invalid, sometimes intentionally and sometimes unintentionally as well. Intentionally in the sense that if they are not satisfied with the candidates who are there in the elections and searching their victory, and unintentionally in the sense that they are not educated, they uh, are careless, they are negligent in the time of election. So there are many other reasons behind it, but people make vote invalid intentionally as well as unintentionally. Using options NOTA means not choosing any candidates. Yes, there are this point I have already elaborated. In democratic process, right to selections and right to rejections both are equally important. That also I have explained. Allow voters to express dissent against undesirable candidates. Yes, um, NOTA is definitely the very good authority, very good method of expressing the dissatisfactions of the voters, of the citizens towards the politicians. Uh, in the name of democracy, many politicians in the different parts of the world take politics as a uh, medium of earning money. They make politics as a business of earning money to satisfy their uh, unlimited desires. So it happens. So people uh, express their dissatisfaction among all these activities with all these activities. So works as an indicator of dissatisfactions on politics and filthy activities of political parties. I have said it. It encourages all the voters to come and vote because many of them don't want to take part in the election, thinking that um, no garden without weeds. So, if we think so, then it kills democratic rights. So, NOTA encourages the voters to go and at least cast the vote. The vote is not for the candidates, but the vote is for NOTA. None of the above. So, this is my first slide. And second slide, international experience of NOTA. NOTA is in practice in many countries in the world right now. And I have given some examples in the slides. France, Belgium, Greece, Ukraine, Chile, Bangladesh, Spain, Indonesia, India, Sweden, Colombia are some of the countries. They have practiced NOTA and it is referred as a white vote in Greece, Spain, and Colombia. NOTA has different names. So we call it NOTA in Nepal, in India. It is called white vote in Greece, Spain, and Colombia. It is called blank vote in Argentina, and it is called against all in Ukraine. So in Argentina, people drop a blank envelope in the ballot box and not they don't drop a ballot paper in the ballot box. So when they drop a blank envelope in the ballot box, it is called a blank vote in Argentina. So it is practiced in most of the countries of the different continent, thinking that NOTA has many merits and it has um, demerits as well. But to make their politics sound, to make their politics disciplined, they are they practice this system. So I have given one examples. In Serbia, there is one political party named NOTA, and in the Serbian parliamentary elections, I have mentioned the Serbian parliamentary elections as well, and it won one seat in the National Assembly of Serbia. In Serbia, uh, their Serbian government may not uh, uh, um, might not have made the provisions of NOTA in the constitution, or election commissions of Serbia did not mention NOTA. So there are so many citizens who were not satisfied with the leaders, with the candidates of the Serbia. So they made one political party. The name of that political party is NOTA, and it won one seat in the National Assembly of Serbia as well. So NOTA dethroned the Prime Ministers of Poland in 1989. NOTA has a great power, the power of democracy. We don't think that it weakens the democratic mechanisms. It does not weaken the democratic mechanisms. It strengthens the democratic mechanisms. Why? Because even it dethroned the prime ministers of Poland in 1989, means the prime ministers of Poland in 1989 was compelled to resign from the post of prime ministers because of NOTA, and it also brought change in Russian elections as well. So significance of NOTA. Although it is synonymous to invalid vote, it expresses the real mentality of the voters on ongoing politics of their nations. So sometimes politics is made dirty by the politicians. Actually, uh, through NOTA, people really express the real mentality of uh, real mentality on their politics. If they don't like the ongoing activities of politicians, they are not interested to take part in the elections. If they take part in the election, they will make the vote invalid. So it is bad because the uh, main purpose of NOTA is to make democracy fruitful, democracy effective. So it is a punishment to political parties and their leaders too. Definitely, it is a punishment because um, it is not the compulsions of the citizens to select only the candidates in the elections. They can have an authority to reject the candidates even in the democratic countries, because it is democracy. It is the rights and wish of the citizens either to select or to reject. That is why rejection is also important to uh, or to suggest or to provide feedbacks to the politicians. It strengthens the adult franchise or suffrage rights of citizens. Definitely, NOTA encourages the voters to take part in the election. uh, Suffrage rights is the biggest right of the citizens in the nation. So it can change the entire democratic systems and questions the entire mechanism of democracy. Yes, we believe democracy is the best political system around the world. And why dodge NOTA questions on the entire mechanism of democracy? Because of because of governors, because of the rulers. So over time, political parties get the opportunity to review their activities and reform them. Now, definitely, political parties get time to minimize their weaknesses. In the If politicians do the bad things, it will affect the policies programs of the political party, and political parties may not get the victory in the upcoming elections because of some politicians. So it NOTA provides feedbacks, sagacious, you can say, suggestions, very fruitful advices to the politicians not to commit any errors, any faults, mistakes, so that they may not face any types of problems in the upcoming elections. So it controls the bogus votes in the time of elections. Definitely, bogus means proxy votes. And next slide is it stops corruptions, irregularities, and instability in the nations. So uh, corruption is the burning problem of all the countries in the world. We don't think that corruption is a problem of a single nation. We know democracy is the best political system that is adopted by the people of the world. Um, if democracy is good, why there is a space for corruptions in democratic nations? So it stops it. NOTA stops it. It stops politicians from being opportunist, selfish, avarice, irresponsible, and corrupt. So now some democratic countries misuse the democracy and adopt it in the name of kleptocracy. Therefore, it is the need in election system. You know, kleptocracy is seen in the democratic nations nowadays. Politicians practice democracy, practice kleptocracy in the name of democracy. And kleptocracy is directly benefiting the development of politicians. The it is making our nation very weak and weak every day. So it is also a bad policy. It is If it is systematized, there is a reflection re-elections with other candidates. So one thing I have to tell you, NOTA makes no differences in the result of elections. If the if there are many invalid votes in the time of elections, it causes no disturbances in the result of elections, because it is synonymous to invalid vote. But what lessons do the political parties need to get from NOTA is that they are not liked by the voters or citizens because of their activities. So if it is uh, constitutionalized in the constitution, then there will be the re-elections with other candidates, because those candidates who stand in the election are neglected, are ignored by the citizens. That is why there is a need of other candidates of the same political parties in the elections to get the victory. This is a very short video. Thank you.